When speaking to adults, you want to make sure that you have an R-rated speech. Let me rephrase that. You want to make sure you use the 3 R's in your speech. You see, in speaking to adults, you have to make sure you connect as adults. Speaking to children is one thing. Dealing with adults, it's really all about the 3 R's. And today we're going to learn about what those R's are and why they're so important. It begins with understanding how you're actually going to get your message across. You see, the challenge is, how do you get your message from here over to here? What's the best way to do that? What's the best way to communicate that with the other person out there? And if you don't have the 3 R's, then there's a problem. People are uncertain of exactly where they should look. Is this your point? Is your point back here somewhere? Is your point over here? What the heck are you talking about? That's what the 3 R's is about. Dealing with that type of confusion about what actually is the point. And adults have a certain way of learning that they connect with, that works for them. And if we don't speak to the adults in a way that connects to them, the problem is we start coming off as like we're trying to be adults and they're children. They're the children, we're the adults. We know, and we're talking down to you. Anyone here ever been a child? Anybody want to be a child all over again? Anybody want to have somebody else be the adult while you're the child? Not likely. Don't like that. So we want to make sure we connect through as adults using the 3 R's. And you will learn today the importance of getting your message across. You learn how to get your message across in a way that doesn't offend, doesn't create issues. You'll learn how to quickly change subjects from where you're talking about without causing any problem, without causing any difficulty, any lack of connection. And in order to make sure that you don't come off like a big instructor, it's important to make it clear to the adult that we're just there to help. As speakers, we're just there to help. We aren't there to enforce rules. When you're a speaker, you don't want to think of the Terminator. We are here to force you to do what we say. We have ways to make you do what we want. You don't want that. And so, you don't want to have a breakdown of that connection with your audience. If you're connecting with your audience the way you're doing things, great. Keep it up. But if you might want to use a different perspective and see things a different way, and what you're doing isn't working, then maybe it's time to try something different. Maybe you're already doing it. You're connecting fine with your adult audience. There's no issues. Maybe you don't know what the issues actually are. You just aren't aware of them. They just never came up somehow. That's what you'll learn about today. How to make sure you connect with that adult audience in an adult way. So you aren't talking down to them. So you aren't making them feel stupid or unwanted. So you always have something to connect in with and to make that deep connection with. The 3 R's. Once you understand the 3 R's, you'll understand how to make that connection with the audience work, how to make it happen, how to find that balance between sharing information and being a person who knows what they're talking about. Know what you're talking about without being the overarching authority. It's important to make that connection. It's important to make that work with your audience. And you can do it using the 3 R's. So today we're going to find out about how to make your speech R-rated. first R is for reinforce. The 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 first R is for reinforce. Sometimes when you're speaking to adults, all you really want to do is just reinforce a point. And this happens when you have something that people know that they should do, but they have some issues with. They have some problems with it. They aren't quite certain that that's really what they want to do, or there might be risks in doing it. So your job as speaker is to let these people know it's okay. Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and get it done. You want to reinforce that point. Bring it up again and again, because your audience is going to resist it. Your audience is going to be kind of like, I don't know. Your audience will be like, not certain about that. Your job as speaker is to make sure that your audience gets it and buys into it. For example, if you give a speech about the importance of people reporting crime, now that's a sort of speech that makes people go, people are nervous about reporting crime, especially in high crime areas. They want the police to handle all that. Let the police come down and handle all the problems and take care of stuff. But they don't want to be the ones reporting or snitching or any of that stuff. Because in some of those areas, you report crime, it could be pretty bad. However, they know, everyone knows, if no one reports crime, crime just gets higher and higher and higher. So if you've got a job of helping people to get out there and report crime, you're going to have to reinforce that point of reporting crime. Reinforce things like the statistics. Statistics showing that in places where people routinely don't report crime, the crime gets higher and higher. And then show that has nothing to do with the size of the police force. No one notices, no one sees what's going on. Fine. Doesn't matter how many cops you have. They can't be everywhere. No one's going to report crime, then up and up and up the crime goes. The thing the speaker will have to be aware of in reinforcing this point is what the world champion speaker Ed Tate said. If not you, then who? That's the point. Reinforce that point. If you don't do something, nobody else is going to do anything. It begins with one person. One person doing something. That person could be you. Could be somebody else. But if you make it the point that you're going to go out there actually and report crime, then the crime gets reported. Once the crime is reported, then all those police you're concerned about can actually do something. And in reinforcing the point about crime, the speaker's job is to get people to understand that connection between the lower crime rate they want and the increased level of reporting crime. In places where people routinely report crimes, crime tends to be low because criminals know if they commit a crime, somebody's going to report it. Places where they don't, well, the crime level tends to go up and up. So one of the R's, a very important R, something to use when people know what to do but are a little bit uncertain about doing it, is to reinforce. Reinforce the point. 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 That's what you need to do. It's a very important R, and you have to know when to use it and what situation to use it in. There are other ways to handle getting your message across to adults. Reinforce won't work in all situations. It's only for situations where people know what they want to do, but they're a little nervous about doing it. So you have people who know what they want to do and a little concerned about doing it. Remember to reinforce. The second R is for remind. The second R is for remind. Every now and then, you need to remind somebody what to do. It's not a matter of reinforcing something that they know they should do. It's a matter of just reminding them. Just saying, by the way, you probably forgot this. This is what you need to do. And when we remind something, it's something they want to do. If they don't want to do it, you've got to use reinforce. But if they do want to do it, they're okay with doing it, they just forgot about it, then you just remind them. This means you take a different approach. When you're reminding people, you don't want to just hammer that point home or even keep pushing it on them. Just reminding. Saying, hey, this is a good idea. And then you remind them of all the reasons why it's a good idea. And you probably forgot about it, but it helps with this and it helps with that. It helps the other thing. Let's say you're talking about setting goals. That's something people have a habit of just not doing. And yet they really want to do it. Everybody knows they should set goals. Every year, the same sort of thing. New Year's resolution. Well, biggest thing about New Year's resolutions is they just go away because they're so short term. It's like you want to do it and then you need reminding. So if you're going to set goals, you need to remind people. You need to set goals. And you need to set goals because if you set goals, you can get things done. You set goals, things start to happen. You set goals, then you have something happen in the future. And it's really simple to do. All you say is, I want to do this, and just set a date. That's the date I'm going to do it. Boom, it's done. Simple. But you have to set that date. You have to set that goal. That's reminding. And then you can even say, stop talking about the goal itself and start talking about all the benefits. And you'll be relaxed because it'll be taken care of. You'll feel better about yourself because you know eventually you'll get that thing done you always wanted to do. You'll have an accomplishment to share. Start talking about all the benefits of setting goals. Because you just reminded people to set the goal. That's enough. One and done. Set the goal. Fine. Got it. Okay. Remind me why I need to do that? Oh yeah, the benefits, right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. The benefits are good. Yeah. People know that. They know about setting goals, the importance of it. So I said, every year, you set this goal as New Year's resolution, but it don't follow through. So it's about setting the goals and then following through on those goals. And that's what we need to remind people to do. That's an example of reminding. It's something that a person wants to do, but is forgotten about. You just have to remember. You just have to kind of give them a little nudge. Just a little push, and it's fine. Then you can start talking about how to do it. You can focus on, okay, you need to set your goals really simply. Here's how to do it. Because you don't need to buy them into the process. You need to explain about, here's why it's important. Mention what the benefits are. They know what those are. And then spend some time talking about, okay, here's how you do it. Here's how to make it happen in the way it didn't happen then. So you remind people the importance of doing it. They really want to do it. You give them a simple way to do it, a better way to do it. They're already bought in. They're like, oh, thanks for reminding me. Oh, I'll get that done. Sort of like somebody if they forget their umbrella. Somebody forgets their umbrella at a train. Pick the umbrella up, hand it to the person, and they say, oh, Thanks for picking up my umbrella. Same sort of thing. Reminding, you get the thanks to the audience for reminding them. They wanted to do it, slipped their mind, now they're going to do it. So that second R is all about reminding the person to do the thing that they already really wanted to do. And the final R is for refresh. And the final R is for refresh. Refresh is something you use with adults when you have something that is entirely new. Completely new to them, and you're going to have to get them to do this new thing. Refresh is the most challenging of the 3 R's because people don't like to do new things. They're not keen on it. It's not what they're comfortable with. It's not the way we used to do things. I've never done that before. I don't want to do that. As speaker, the job of getting people refreshed and ready to do what you need them to do is very challenging. So when you're doing a refresh speech, you want to be careful and sensitive that some people aren't going to like this change. Not a bit of it. They're going to want to do things the old way. Even though the old way has gone away, they still want to do things that way. So if you're doing a refresh speech, you want to bring it out slowly. Play up the benefits a lot. These are all the wonderful things that are going to happen with this new process. We fixed a lot of the things you were complaining about the way we're doing things now. We had a huge committee get together and decide what was the best thing we possibly could do, and this is the thing we all agreed would work. You're doing a refresh speech, this we're all in this together, we've listened to you, we're paying attention to your needs, this is all for the benefit of you, this is what you asked for. You can't have too much of that. You got to have a lot of it. People are uncomfortable with change, and when things change suddenly, people are shocked and surprised and really don't know what to do. So in doing a refresh speech, it's important to get people ready for that change. So that change will happen. When it does happen, there's going to be no warning. At least that's what they'll say. Truth of the matter, of course, is whenever you have a major change going on, there are always all sorts of announcements and talks about it and big things and lots of refresh speeches. But people will feel like one day it's one thing and then the next day it's suddenly something different. It's just the way people are. So the refresh speech is very important. You want to make sure people are on board. You want to make sure that they're comfortable. They understand there are a lot of benefits here. A lot of good things going on, a lot of things that can be helpful. And as long as they understand that, they should be okay with the change. You're doing a refresh speech for adults. You're trying to take people changing from the way things were to the way things now are. And it can be challenging because change often seems sudden. That's how to handle an adult speech. You make sure you keep it R-rated. Because it's all about reinforcing. Reinforcing those things which the person might be a little reluctant to do, might have a few issues with, but just reinforce it. Keep reinforcing it, putting that point on. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And eventually, it'll get through. Eventually, they'll buy into it. Has to be a lot of benefits. I have to mention what the benefits are. What the good things are going to come out of this. Just reinforce and say, this is what you need to do. Now, reinforcing isn't right for everything. If you've got something that a person wants to do, but they just have maybe forgotten about it or haven't had time for it, they've set up time, then you want to remind them. Just remind them. Say, oh, by the way, this is what you need to do. And then most of the time you spent detailing it out. This is what you need to do, by the way. Oh, here's how to do it. Simple, easy way to do it. I know you meant to get around to it. Here's how it's going to get done and get it done right, and there won't be any problems about it. That's reminding. And every now and then we need reminding. Even for things we're perfectly okay with doing, we're fine with doing them, but we need to be reminded. Have somebody say, oh, by the way, hello, time to do this. Reminding. And then there comes that challenge to all speakers. The reason some companies get speakers in the first place, and that is that there's something going on that is brand new. It's going to have a lot of benefits, but it's brand new, it's different, and for a lot of people that means scary. It means they don't want to do that. There's just no way they want to do that. In that case, it's not enough to try to just reinforce it. You can't just remind them about it. You're going to have to completely refresh the way they're doing things. Refresh it from beginning all the way through so they're doing things a brand new way. And this is one of the most important and often asked thing for speakers to do. Also one of the toughest things to do. To refresh. To get people to go out and do things in a new way. Because people usually don't like to do new things. They're a little bit uneasy about them. A little bit nervous about them. A little bit, ooh, I don't know about that. That doesn't sound good. No, I don't think so. So as the speaker, as the presenter, to really lead them down the path, kind of reassure people, it's all right, it's fine. There are a lot of great benefits going to come out of this. You'll see, just keep on going down, things will get better. There's some little hiccups at the beginning, we'll move past that. Huge benefits, great for the company, great for you. To do the whole big sell of all these things. When you're dealing with adults, you got to speak to people as adults. That means one size does not fit all. Certain presentations will demand certain things. You have to make sure that you customize your presentation so it exactly fits what the need is. You've got a need for somebody coming in and it's something that they want to do, great. You got somebody coming in, it's a brand new thing, fine. Just make sure your approach is different. Make sure you're looking at these things as different. Not just one size fits all, like, here's my presentation, boom. Got to be aware of your audience, what the needs of your audience are, what your audience is interested in. Most of all, you got to make sure you keep it R-rated.